Tolerance is the foundation of a free society. We believe in allowing all voices, all beliefs, all perspectives. But what if tolerance is the very thing that leads to its own destruction? Imagine this. You open your home to all guests, kind, cruel, peaceful, aggressive. But the aggressive ones don't believe in sharing. They take over, they push out the others. And now, your home is no longer open. This is the paradox of tolerance, a concept that forces us to ask a difficult question. If tolerance allows intolerance to grow, should we tolerate it? Before we answer, let's look at history. The fall of the Weimar Republic, Germany, 1930s. Germany was one of the most progressive and tolerant societies of its time. But in the name of free speech, extremist voices were allowed to rise. Those voices gained power, silenced opposition, and tolerance disappeared. By the time the world reacted, it was too late. The fall of ancient Rome. Rome welcomed many cultures, religions, and ideas. But when extremism took root, whether political, religious, or military, tolerance was no longer enough to hold society together. Civil wars erupted, free expression collapsed, and the empire fell into chaos. Modern digital spaces, social media, and free speech. Today, we see this paradox playing out online. Platforms designed for open discussion struggle with hate speech and misinformation. Should they allow all voices, even those that seek to silence others? Or does protecting free speech require limiting it? Lesson 1. Free societies can destroy themselves. History shows us one thing. No society is immune. If tolerance extends to those who wish to destroy it, tolerance itself disappears. What begins as freedom ends in control. Karl Popper, the philosopher who introduced this paradox, warned that we cannot tolerate those who actively seek to eliminate tolerance. If we do, we pave the way for our own downfall. So should we ban intolerant ideas? Or does that make us intolerant too? Lesson 2. The illusion of infinite tolerance. Some believe that true tolerance means allowing all ideas, no matter how dangerous. But the problem is, ideas have consequences. Hate speech leads to violence. Extremism leads to oppression. If we wait until harm is done, we've already lost. Think of it like a wildfire. A single spark seems harmless at first, but if you don't put it out early, it spreads fast. And by the time you realize the damage, it's already out of control. So the real question isn't whether we should limit intolerance, but how, when, and where we draw the line. Lesson 3. The difference between debate and destruction. Some argue that all ideas, no matter how extreme, should be debated, not banned. After all, shouldn't bad ideas lose in the marketplace of free thought? The problem is, some ideas aren't here to debate. They're here to destroy debate itself. A person arguing for censorship can still have a discussion, but someone arguing that their opponents should be silenced, or worse, eliminated, isn't engaging in debate. They're attacking the foundation of free speech itself. So, what happens when tolerance tolerates those who refuse to tolerate others? Lesson 4. When does protecting freedom require restriction? If some ideas threaten freedom, should we restrict them? Or does restricting them make us just as intolerant? This is where the paradox becomes a dilemma. If we shut down dangerous ideas, we prevent harm. But if we silence people too early, we risk becoming oppressive ourselves. This is why societies struggle with laws on hate speech, extremism, and misinformation. Where do you draw the line, and who decides? The line between protection and oppression is thin, and history shows us how dangerous it is to get it wrong. Lesson 5. The balance between freedom and responsibility. The paradox of tolerance doesn't mean banning every offensive idea. It means recognizing the tipping point, where tolerance is no longer tolerance, but self-destruction. Freedom requires responsibility. It means challenging dangerous ideas early, before they become dangerous actions. It means refusing to let the voices of extremism dictate the rules of discussion. And most importantly, it means understanding that absolute tolerance is a trap. So, what do you think? Should societies allow all speech, even if it threatens free speech itself? Or is restricting certain ideas necessary to protect the rest? Conclusion: the question that defines society. Karl Popper's warning still echoes today. We should claim, in the name of tolerance, the right to not tolerate the intolerant. But where do we draw that line? History has shown us the cost of getting it wrong. The question is, will we get it right? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Should free societies ever silence voices? Or does true freedom mean tolerating even those who seek to destroy it?